It is the parade of cold fronts. The first one coming through now. Not much of a cold front, but we do have some showers and thunderstorms on the radar, and Joe Rayo will be taking you on a tour. And another one will follow on Saturday, and behind that is a really nice, cool air mass, even cooler than the air masses that we've experienced in the past couple of weeks. So fasten your seatbelts for the weekend outlook, the long range and the tropics, all that and more on this Thursday night Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast. You can support the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast. Shop our Amazon link. If you shop on Amazon, just use our link to get you there. And you just get your stuff, and Amazon throws us back a little bit of coin. It doesn't cost you 1 cent out of your own pocket.
It doesn't?
It doesn't. No. Amazon tosses a little bit of coin, and I mean little, just for sending you this. Just for us sending you there. We appreciate very much those of you who have supported us on Amazon, because if we can, you do that, and the Joe and Joe podcast remains a commercial-free enterprise when we're live. And Tempest by Weatherflow. Get the revolutionary Tempest weather system. Join the fastest-growing observing weather network on the planet. The link for this is on the descriptor to this podcast underneath the show's title on YouTube. Use that coupon code, Joe Rayo.
And it's not going to be valid for too much longer, Mr. Chiaffi. Summer 2025.
Right, which I'm going to have to change in a couple of weeks. And if you do, you will get
10% off. What else?
Yeah. So we got this first cold front coming through, and there's some radar activity with it. We're actually seeing some showers and thunderstorms around, so we can probably hop to it and go at it. So get your radars up, Mr. Rayo. And while you do that, just mentioning that a big hello to everybody on the chat board tonight. And those of you who are new to the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast, we welcome you too. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss us. We're here Sunday through Thursday at 7:35. And fear not, if there's a storm around, we'll add a show on a Friday or Saturday here and there, which we're not going to do this weekend. But in big storms we do, and we let you know about it. So that's why you want your notifications on. And of course, if you like the show, hit the like button. Joe is going to kick things off with the Upton radar from Upton, New York, which for those of you who don't know where Upton, New York is, it's in central Long Island near Brookhaven.
Yes, and it is picking up on a band of showers. And there might even be a little rumble of thunder associated with those showers. Now moving across northern New Jersey and western sections of, western and central sections of the Hudson Valley. All areas of the Hudson Valley to the west of the Hudson River are quite likely seeing wet weather occur right now. I do not have wet weather here, but Renata has an app. I was outside about 10 minutes ago, and she came running out to tell me that the app was saying that we were going to have in our local area here in Putnam Valley, western Putnam County, rain and showers within the next 20 minutes. And it looks like from this radar that app is going to be pretty close to correct as the showers, again, move at a good clip, again, across northern Jersey, heading for the New York metropolitan area and already covering portions of western and central sections of the lower Hudson Valley. And if we just go a little ways north, let's say up to the Albany or the Albany area, you can see that this band of showers extends all the way up to the north and west of Albany. If you were traveling on 87, once you go north of Albany, it's known traditionally as the Northway. And if you're on the Northway right now, you're getting wet because the showers are moving on through your vicinity. But you can see that this band is actually one of two and extends all the way down into northern Jersey. There are a couple of more bands actually moving in from the Binghamton area and also the Ithaca region of central New York. So there are going to be showers out there tonight. They're probably going to be accompanied by maybe a little convection, some lightning and thunder for some, but not all. Your best chances of seeing that would be to the west of the Hudson River. Let's say indeed in the Syracuse, Binghamton area, Ithaca, you might just see some showery or thundery conditions. The Storm Prediction Center folks have placed a marginal risk of severe weather in that zone, not necessarily for the immediate New York City area, but in any case, if you're going out this evening, you better bring along an umbrella because you are going to get a little wet. Most of the activity, though, I think, Joe, will be over said and done probably by about 2 to 4 a.m. So if you wake up tomorrow morning bright and early, you may still see some clouds in the sky, but all the precip will be gone, and not too long after sunrise, the skies are going to clear, and we'll have a nice bright and sunny afternoon. The difference between today and tomorrow is the dew points will be up, probably in the mid 60s, and it's going to be a noticeably warmer day with temperatures mostly in the low and middle 80s. Let me just, been talking so much here, let me just move the radar down, let's say to Philadelphia. You can see that band of precipitation with maybe embedded thunder, a little bit more well defined. You can see moving across northern Jersey, moving past Philadelphia into parts of southern New Jersey. And if we go further south and west, let's say down to the Washington, Baltimore area, you can see they're pretty much in the clear for the moment, but there are other showers located just off to their south and west. But it looks like a lot of that activity, too, is going to be moving just to their south over the course of the next few hours. And it's going to be a mild night tonight, too. For early September, normally, at least in the lower Hudson Valley, we can expect temperatures to be somewhere in the middle 50s or upper 50s. Well, I was at 55 this morning, but tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to be, somewhere in the low to mid 60s. And they're going to be even milder tomorrow night, probably in the upper 60s to near 70. And then, as Joe mentioned, there's a second cold front. This first front moving through now with showers. There'll be a second cold front arriving later Saturday and Saturday night. Likely will cause some showers. And it looks like a better chance of thunderstorms. They already have much of the northeast corridor embedded, and we'll see that in a few moments, in marginal severe risk for thunderstorms on Saturday. And Joe, from the short-term models I was looking at, it seems like a lot of them are targeting 5 or 6 p.m. on Saturday for the possibility of showers or scattered, locally, possibly gusty thunderstorms.
Keep going. There's more stuff on the radar in Virginia and North Carolina.
Yeah, well, you can see over central Virginia there are showers that are rapidly moving through with maybe some embedded lightning and thunder. And if we go further south, let's say down to Raleigh, Raleigh has a band of, looks like moderate shower activity in the areas of red, which are actually diminishing with the passage of time on this loop. Again, maybe a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity. Nothing in the immediate Raleigh-Durham area, but just to their north and to their west, that's where the showers are right now.
All right, I'll finish it up for you. I'll spare you the Southwest. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, here's the wider view, and that showers and storms in southeast Virginia curl all the way back through western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. They're just to my north, probably about 30 to 45 miles to my north. There's one cell that extends on the Georgia side near the Carolina state line. If it holds together, maybe I'll get something. I actually had about a quarter of an inch of rain this morning here, which was done by about 7 o'clock or 7:30, and then it was pretty decent for the rest of the day. That next cold front is producing some showers and storms in Minnesota and Wisconsin as it sweeps to the southeast. And on the back side of this, with some of these showers in South and North Dakota, it's also being accompanied by some gusty winds. They've got some wind advisories and high wind warnings there. And it's pretty busy in the southwest, where we have numerous flash flood warnings in Arizona, in southeastern California. There's also some heavier rains, some thunderstorms in southwest Utah, southern New Mexico, some scattered showers and some thunderstorms up and down I-25 into Colorado, and then westward from there. So fairly busy on the radar in the west. We also have some showers going on in parts of South Florida, although right now they seem to be confined to the Keys, and it looks like an area has just moved offshore, southeastern Florida. Watches and warnings in the east are non-existent. You can see wind advisories and high wind warnings up in the Dakotas. We've got flash flood watches and those flash flood warnings that I pointed out just about the entire southern half of Arizona and southeastern California in the deserts, dealing with some heavy rains and flash flooding. And they're still dealing with some excessive heat in the interior of the Pacific Northwest. And here's the satellite loop tonight. One up big spinning upper low and two arms, Joe, two bicycle spokes. The first one, of course, as we said, coming through tonight, but the air behind it is the same as the air ahead of it. So we're going to see warmer temperatures the next 2 days. And then we have the second arm, and you see it there across Wisconsin and Minnesota. Behind that is a fairly impressive cool air mass. I was looking at some of the high and low temperature forecasts on the digital maps just before the show started. We're going to be in for the coolest nighttime weather yet across the Northeast and into the mid-Atlantic states, starting Sunday night and probably lasting at least through Tuesday night.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be beautiful autumn weather here when we get to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, especially Monday and Tuesday. In fact, I've got on my Facebook forecast, I've got sunny skies for Monday, Lower Hudson Valley, average low temperature Monday night, 48, average low temperature Tuesday night, 47. And this does not leave out the possibility, especially Tuesday night, that some of the distant, rural, northern and western valley sections Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning might get all the way down to or even slightly below 40 degrees. So indeed, you're absolutely correct, Joe. We're going to have ourselves some of the coolest temperatures, the coolest and chilliest nights coming up so far this season, although it's still officially summer astronomically. Meteorologically, we're into fall, but it's going to be pretty darn cool out there Monday night, Tuesday morning, and again Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, with that big, beautiful fair weather high building into our area. I saw also Tom Contino saying, well, Joe Rayo, you went 86 yesterday, and now you're only going 72 to 79 for Saturday. And, here again, someone with, not that much, obviously, experience in this world, this wonderful world of forecasting. The fact of the matter is, we have a sharp front that's approaching and will be moving through later Saturday and Saturday night. And with these fronts, sometimes you get openings in the clouds. Now, if we happen to get even just an hour or two duration, midday or afternoon on Saturday, of hazy sunshine, we could very well get back up into the low and mid 80s, which is what I was suggesting yesterday with that high temperature for Saturday of 86. On the other hand, if the front contains quite a bit of showery and thundery weather and lots of cloud cover, as sometimes some of these types of fronts do, well, you're not going to see the temperature, especially inland, get much higher than the mid or low 70s, maybe near 80 for an urban area like Yonkers or Mount Vernon. But it's tricky. It's tricky. You have to play this. You go one way or another way on the extremes. So yeah, I did lower the forecast based upon a bit more confidence in showery and thundery weather. As I mentioned at the top of the show, it looks to me that a lot of the short-term models are saying or red flagging 5 or 6 p.m. for the possibility of maybe some showers and locally strong thunderstorms moving in or through. We get that. Temperatures aren't going to really get much higher than the 80-degree mark. But again, if we manage to get a few fortuitous holes in the clouds, breaks of sunshine, it'll warm up very quickly. And also, if we do get a few breaks of sunshine on Saturday, that will only make the atmosphere more unstable and set the stage for a greater risk for severe weather. We're in a marginal risk on Saturday, according to the Storm Prediction Center, but we get a bit of sunshine to crack through and warm those temperatures on Saturday afternoon. You can bet, put the house money down that we'll see SPC put at least some part of the area in a slight risk category for thunderstorms. Well, whatever happens on Saturday, Joe, the better of the 2 weekend days for outdoor activity definitely looks to be Sunday. Any of the showers in the morning, early on Sunday, will be gone. Sunday afternoon, the sun will be out. The dew point temperatures will be at least 10 degrees lower in the middle 50s, and we'll also have cooler temperatures. Either 70s to near 80 on Saturday, or maybe low to mid 80s, again, depending upon sunshine. But on Sunday, sunshine could boost temperatures just up to around 70 or 71 degrees. And as you pointed out, with this fair weather high building in, my goodness, can there be a couple of nicer looking days coming our way than Monday and Tuesday? Sunny on Monday, 73, lows at night dropping into the upper 40s. Tuesday, sunny, again, beautiful day, 73, 47 maybe for the overnight lows on average. And Wednesday, we'll begin to see a warming trend, and by then, high clouds will invade our skies. Not opaque clouds, but thin high clouds, mid 70s on Wednesday, and climbing maybe to the upper 70s on Thursday with sunshine and maybe a few late day clouds. Great week coming up if you happen to have next week off.
In the meantime, on the satellite loop, I've highlighted the two cold fronts, number one and number two. And you can also see the rotation that's going back. That's a strong upper low that's sitting over the northern Great Lakes. So all that cool Canadian air coming down on the backside. Just a couple of notes, though. We do have a southwest flow coming from the Caribbean and the eastern Gulf of Mexico across southern Florida northeastward. That's sort of an old frontal boundary that has just been sitting there and will probably continue to sit there for a while longer. And in the southwest, Hurricane Lorena is now weakening to a tropical storm. The center of Lorena is actually staying offshore, which is something the European model showed a couple of days ago, while the others were trying to take it across Baja and into Mexico. But it seems as if the tropical moisture is separated from the tropical storm, which is going to fade away. The actual center is going to weaken considerably in the next 24 or so hours. But all that moisture is what's feeding up into the southwest and bringing the problems for some heavy rain and flash flooding. The Storm Prediction Center, you see the marginal risk that's going on in the east. We don't have any severe thunderstorm watches up tonight, but the SPC folks pretty much lined it up perfectly as to where these storms hit their peak intensity through upstate New York. They had the marginal risk earlier today was all the way back into western Pennsylvania. Now, of course, they've updated it, so it's just in the eastern half. There's still a couple of areas of thunderstorms that are working through Pennsylvania right now, and then extending south through Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, central and western North Carolina into eastern Tennessee. A small area of marginal risk in southwest Minnesota, northwest Iowa, and southeastern South Dakota. For Saturday, I'm sorry, for tomorrow, it's a slight risk for Kentucky into West Virginia and Ohio ahead of that next front, and that extends down into northern Tennessee. The marginal risk all the way back into northeast Texas, and on the other side into southwest PA. And then as we move on to Saturday, we're seeing marginal risk now being indicated from north central North Carolina, northeastward up the coastal plain into southern Maine. So that just about covers everybody in eastern Pennsylvania and on over into southern New England. And as far as rainfall is concerned, combine the two fronts about a half to 3/4 of an inch. These are not thunderstorms that are going to be sitting around for too long. And there is some moisture around, but it's not, this sort of saturated 70 plus dew point atmosphere that you get a front like this and you wind up with severe thunderstorms and flash flooding. But between the two fronts, we should be able to squeeze out a half to 3/4 of an inch combined. actually, across much of the nation over the next 7 days, there's not a whole lot going on in terms of precip. A lot of what you see here in the east, in particular, is front end loaded. Heavy rains for South Florida, several inches or more there. You see the rains in the southwest, anywhere from a quarter of an inch to as little as a quarter of an inch to as much as an inch and a half in some places, and also some areas of an inch and a half plus showing up in parts of Oregon and into Washington State. So we'll do the tropics now, and we're at 60 and 90% with respect to this system that is getting more concentrated, but it's still somewhat disorganized with showers and thunderstorms over the eastern tropical Atlantic. Expecting to see a tropical depression form by the weekend. And one of the things that the Hurricane Center did today with this area, by the way, is they shifted it a little more. Yesterday and the day before, they had that hatched area going west northwest and sort of pointing north of the islands. They've shifted it southward, where it's pointing more toward the northern windwards and the southern leeward islands, because a lot of the model guidance now is kind of going further south with this. So we'll examine that in a second. Meanwhile, Lorena is at 24.6 at 114.8, moving northwest at 7 with top winds at 50 miles an hour. And here's the latest forecast. They just sort of leave it out there in the Pacific. The center they leave out there, but the rains are going to continue across the Baja Peninsula with some significant flooding in some areas. And Kiko, which we've been looking at, is a major hurricane, 130 miles an hour, down from 145. And that at the moment is at 13.9 and 134.6. Not yet under the jurisdiction of the Central Pacific Hurricane Center out of Honolulu. Moving west at 9. And here's the latest forecast track, which is to turn it more west-northwest, keep it a major hurricane until it gets to about 145 degrees west, and then it starts to weaken as it goes northwest from there. It's actually forecast to be about maybe 70 or 80 miles northeast of the big island of Hawaii by Tuesday morning. Now, it'll be interesting to see if that track gets adjusted in either direction, either further north or further south, because that's going to make a huge difference with regards to the weather in the Hawaiian Islands. So I've got the latest GFS model. And I just want to show you, there's still a lot of volatility in the runs, of course, in the longer range. But we're starting to see this idea that maybe this is going to go a little bit further south and may stay weaker longer. Although the GFS does forecast it to become a hurricane as it approaches the southern leewards by next Wednesday night or Thursday. If that trend, that idea that this is going to be further south holds, that could have some ramifications for down the road. Looks like there's more ridging in the Atlantic. There's troughing in the east that's pretty deep. And you can see that the latest run takes it over Puerto Rico and then eventually recurves it. It also has another tropical wave that's going to be moving off the African coast Sunday or Monday, and it does start to develop that. You can see the low that's behind it. That initially curves and then it turns westward as the first system moves out. But again, who knows what we're talking about here down the road, because it's going to change from run to run. The other thing I wanted to point out was on the European. The European has an interesting solution with this in that it keeps it weaker and takes it westward into the southern leewards, and then just wipes it out. It's gone. I guess it's picking up on the fact that the shear in the Eastern Caribbean, which is almost always there, is going to be there in a big way, and it basically wipes that system out, and it doesn't really show much behind it. Kind of shows a second system there later in the forecast period. So, again, you're not going to get any answers here with respect to where we're going to go with these tropical systems. It just somebody was asking me today about the weather in Florida late next week and next weekend with respect to any tropical storms or hurricanes. And my response was, basically, there's no way to know. There's just absolutely no way to know. And the upper air pattern, one of the things I picked up on, Joe, is that this pattern we have here that is set up started a couple of weeks ago, and now it's kind of continuing here as we go through the first part of September. Is I think a pattern that we really have not seen at this time of year, um, with such continuity. I mean, we've seen it appear from time to time in the past, say, 4, 5, or 6 years, but it's sort of a 1 or 2 day wonder, and then we go back to a ridge position in the east and temperatures in the 80s going into October. Well, it seems as if the models keep going with the idea that Tropics is going to continue to want to come into the eastern part of the United States, and that's going to bring one high after another after another. If I was looking at the European today, and it was kind of remarkable to me how it was just showing, cold front. Here's the Sunday front goes by. I'm sorry, the Saturday front goes by with some showers and storms. You get this high and this shot of cool air. Then another front comes through in the longer term, sometime around Wednesday, next Thursday, with another high and another reinforcement of cooler air for the second half of next week. And then that goes out. We get a brief warm up, and then there's another front in the long range that's coming down out of Canada. A lot different, this is a much different type of setup overall than we've been used to in the past, say, 5 or 6 years.
Absolutely. And while we are enjoying the benefits of cool northwesterly winds, keep in mind that in the upper atmosphere, Joe touched upon this a few moments ago, in the upper atmosphere, the 500 millibar level, there's going to be a ridge building over the central part of the U.S. up into central Canada. And so if you do any traveling, I know this will be especially of interest to Miss Spallerite, for example, who's out in the nation's midsection. There's going to be above normal conditions, above normal temperatures. In fact, that area of above normal is going to actually spread from the northern plain states to the east of the Continental Divide over the next week or so, and then settle in over much of the central part of the United States, including Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Little Rock, all the way up into the Dakotas. Above normal temperatures expected in the 8 to 14-day outlook. So we've got ourselves cool weather here. It looks like for the first half of September, but it doesn't. You don't have to go too far to the west to get into the heat, the above normal conditions that will be occurring again, mainly over the central states over the next 1 to 2 weeks.
By the way, here's just a look here. These are the forecast lows Monday morning. Everybody's in the 50s. And I mean, everybody at the coast and in the warmer urban areas are in the 50s. And you don't have to go that far inland, north and west of the coast, to see a lot of 40s and even some lower 40s in parts of northeastern Pennsylvania and up the Hudson Valley and well up into upstate New York. This is pretty chilly air. Tuesday morning, where you see a couple of 30s pop up in a few places, probably either elevation driven or maybe it's a valley or whatever. A lot's going to depend on how much, if we get one of these nights of radiational cooling, it'll be pretty interesting to see how low some of these temperatures actually can get. But again, very cool, 50s, the coast and warmer urban sections, areas inland, not too far north and west of the big cities, down in the 40s on Tuesday morning. And Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, at least from this current forecast, looks like the lowest numbers of the group, where you're seeing a lot of 40s in inland spots and only low or at best middle 50s along the coast. So again, a very much a quality. The cool dry air masses that we've been getting that have been coming down have been really quality cool air masses, and this one looks to be the best of the bunch.
This absolutely, and you expect that. I mean, after all, we're now into September. Now, I did see somebody post saying that September is the driest part of the year. However, I should point out, looking at the Central Park records, Joe, that during September, typically at Central Park, they get like almost 4.5 inches of rain.
Yeah,
If you really
October's
want
the
to know,
driest month.
if you want to know what the driest months are, it's as you would expect in the wintertime. January, February, those months get only about 2.5 inches of rain or liquid precipitation, but that's only because it's colder, and as a result of the cold air not being able to hold as much moisture as warm air, well, you would expect that we're not going to see all that much in terms of precipitation, and that is absolutely the case.
All right. You have Briller Jeopardy tonight.
Yes, I do. By the way, in spite of the fact that it's not the driest of months, in fact, as October we get again over 4 inches of rain, but October tends to be the clearest month because that ridge of high pressure happens to be centered right over the Virginias, usually bringing us a second summer, or because that's the politically correct way of saying Indian summer now, and many days of generally fair, clear, albeit maybe hazy conditions with above normal temperatures. Before we go to Briller Jeopardy, I know that somebody on the chat board was asking about the drought situation and what the
Oh, the
situation
drought.
is.
Yeah, the drought
And
map.
so why don't I just very quickly show all of you, since Thursday is the day when the new drought map comes up, we will show you the drought monitor, and there it is. You can see that they have varying degrees of drought across the western quarter of the nation, going from just to the west of the Continental Divide all the way to the Pacific coast. Some areas, like for example, southeastern Arizona, are in the zone where they're seeing severe or extreme drought. I don't see any D4s or exceptional drought, but you could see a lot of reds and oranges. That's where the dry conditions are in full effect here. Now, here in the Northeast, it was just like what, a couple of weeks ago, nobody had any problems in terms of drought. Well, take a look at this. This is the new map. It was just, it's based upon data valid as of Tuesday, September 2nd at 8 a.m., and the map has now been released as of today, September the 4th. And you can see that there is abnormally dry weather now across Long Island, across much of the lower Hudson Valley, across southern sections of Connecticut and southern sections of Rhode Island. Take a look at this up here in Vermont, New Hampshire, and a good bulk of central and southern Maine. They are in a D2 situation, severe drought, believe it or not. So it just goes to show you, don't take for granted those spells of exceptional wetness. And we saw quite a bit of that during the month of August, early August, mid August, where we had lots of showers and scattered thunderstorms, and even right on the cusp of some significant flooding. And all of a sudden, like somebody turned a spigot, the water got shut off, and all you needed was just 2-3 weeks of nearly dry conditions with just a shower or two here and there to suddenly go back to a droughty situation. The rain that we're going to see, the showers we're going to see tonight, and the showers that we'll see later on Saturday and Saturday night, that'll help slightly, but it's not going to do us much good. By this time next week, we will be in another extended spell of dry weather. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, no rain of any significance. And so that drought map that you're seeing now here in the Northeast may be very similar, if not maybe even worsening a little bit for the next 7 days coming up. So there you go. That's the situation in regard to dry weather and the drought. Now, why don't we do Briller Jeopardy? I'll get that on my off of my Facebook page here, and we'll go right into that. And if you hold on for just a moment, just a memento here, I will get it for you. Where are you? There you are. Taking its sweet time and coming up tonight. All right. So on this edition of Briller Jeopardy, average high temperatures in September. We're going to continue on that note. And we start, Joe, with the average high temperature that you would see in the month of September for Houston.
Houston. Well, Dallas was 90 yesterday, as I
Austin was
remember, or Austin was not
91.
91. Well, Houston being a little closer to the Gulf Coast, I'm going to go just a little bit lower and say 88.
You mean News Radio 88
News
time?
Radio 88, WCBS New York.
Well, you shouldn't have gone with WCBS. It's a little on the coolish side for Houston.
Oh, okay.
But now we're looking at Documenting America. That's a new one. 84. No, Rich Rotmansky. Normally, Rich is right on the nose with these temperatures, but he's quite a bit cooler than the actual answer. 86. Maggie P., you're a little above the average answer. 92. 93 for Mark D. 42.
Bonsai at 90.
Excuse me?
Bonsai is at 90.
And so is Jason Fox. And guess what? I'm going to ring the bell for both of them because that is the correct answer. 90 degrees, the average high in Houston during the month of September. How about Kansas City?
Kansas City. Well, I'll say.
Ooh, say Rich.
You know,
hey, Rich Rotmansky. Somebody on the chat board is accusing you of cheating here.
Yeah, Rich doesn't have to cheat. I'm going to go with Mr. Bonsai in 79.
Very close. In fact, Snake Country with that 79.
Okay, so that leaves us with either 78 or 80. So somebody take a stab at it. 78 or 80. Scalera's at 80.
That's you should have gone the other way.
The other way. Okay, so come on, somebody hit with 78. Just somebody put up 78. Yes, Miss Mallory and Chris Alley, 78. Next.
Las Vegas.
Oh, please. Las Vegas. 95.
Where's the bell? There you go, Joe.
Well,
even before anybody else had a chance.
Too bad it wasn't on a roulette table.
Yeah.
What's
Miami.
next? Miami.
Yes.
I'll try again with. Well, I'll try again with. I'll say 89. Two for two. I'm ruining the game for everybody.
Yeah. How about Minneapolis?
Oh, well, this one I ain't going to get. I'll say. What did we say for Kansas City?
78.
78. I'll go like in the low 70s someplace. I'll say 72.
Oh, Joe, you almost made it 3 in a row.
Oh God. Well, documenting America, who's new on the board, I think, and welcome, by the way, 73, and the Bonsai's at 71. So which is it?
73. For documenting America. And here's the bonus.
Right.
The bonus question. Now, if it was 73 in Minneapolis, what do you think it might be the average September temperature at International Falls?
Oh, God. Well, I'm going to think it's lower, so 73. I'll say 66.
Well, it's cooler, definitely, but a little bit too cool.
Christopedia.
Christopedia got it.
68.
68. Ding, ding, ding.
Now, before we go, I have one. Okay, yes. It's not weather related. I want to see if you get this. Okay, who was the actor who said? Because it's this actor's birthday today. Who is the actor who said this line? Are you ready?
Yes.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Oh, okay. Can I say the actor's name?
Yeah, if you know it.
Richard Castellano,
Richard Castellano, and the movie was
The Godfather.
The Godfather. Yes, very good, Joe.
Yep,
Yeah,
one of my
I actually
favorites.
I saw a clip of it. Today's his birthday. He died many, many years ago. He was also nominated for, I think he got a Best Supporting Actor nomination for that part that he played. And he didn't have much acting experience, by the way. That was like one of his first movies.
Well, the interesting thing about Richard Castellano, they asked him to come back for Godfather 2, and he wanted more money. He was upset. He was upset that now who, damn it, you get a brain lock here. Who played Sonny
James
Corleone?
Caan.
James Caan. If you remember in Godfather 2, at the very end, the last 5 minutes of Godfather 2, they went back
Yeah, like
to
a family flashback. Yes.
exactly, and they were all there except for Richard Castellano, and Richard Castellano didn't show up at all in Godfather 2 because he was upset because James Caan, get this now, got paid the exact amount of money that he got paid for Godfather 1, the first Godfather, for that short little 5 minute clip at the end of Godfather 2. And
Wow.
Castellano thought that was very unfair. He wanted the same thing. They said, well, we understand, but we're not giving it to you. So he said, okay, if that's how you feel, I ain't coming back. But
Sounds like my career.
Abe Bagoda as Tessio came back
Yes.
for that little scene. He was the other enforcer along with Castellano and Godfather, the first Godfather. But
Yep.
of course, Tessio met his end when he well, tell Mike it's only business.
Exactly.
I always liked him.
Well, anyway, it's 8:18 p.m. Eastern time on this Thursday night. So hope everybody has a great Friday and a great weekend. And Joe and I will be back Sunday night at 7:35. Sounds good?
And we will be here. Enjoy your weekend. If you're in the vicinity of Putnam Valley, Saturday and or Sunday, come on out to the annual Oktoberfest. By the way, Joe, big deal for the Oktoberfest that my wife is a part of and assemble and putting together is that the Bear Mountain Oktoberfest, which was like the rival to the Oktoberfest that the Putnam Valley people put on, they're not having one this year. And so a lot of people are like, they're lost. They said, now what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? Well, if any of you are watching who went to Bear Mountain, come on out this weekend to Putnam Valley. P.S. Probably better to come out on Sunday because, again, Saturday, weather looks to be a bit unsettled.
Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you Sunday night. Bye bye.
Bye, Bonds.